Well, hello, it is Zach with a podcast named Tim here with another Bad Batch review. Today is episode 2 entitled Cut and Run. Before we get into the review, my thoughts on the episode, please do give the video a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other Bad Batch reviews, other Star Wars content, and our Power Ranger reviews, movie reviews, all the good things we do. So, Bad Batch Season 2, obviously last week was the first, or earlier this week was the first episode, but it's a premiere. It's a 75-minute episode. Now we're into the more episodic, 22 minutes. And was it good? Yeah, it was slower, certainly. Took a breather after the intense action of last week. A lot of good character building. And I could see people not liking this episode as much because we're hitting on some familiar beats that you would expect from a lot of these type of stories, and a lot of beats that were hitting or have been hit on in The Mandalorian. But I think they did a good job of giving us the necessary actions and connections we need to see between the characters so that we can progress the story along properly. And there's some interesting things that they did lore-wise as far as explaining kind of the impact that the new empire is having on as far as how they're changing the galaxy. And that's the part that I really like the most about it. But what did we do this episode? Basically, we're going to a planet. I don't remember its name because I'm terrible with names. Secca something. It's in Sector J9. And we're going to see Cut, who, if you'll remember from Clone Wars, was the deserter, kind of one of the ones that first opened up Rex's eyes to the individuality that clones could have, and maybe started to help him question what it means to be a clone. So somehow the Bad Batch are running to Cut at some point. They're going there to try and basically see if he can hook them up and teach them how to evade the Empire, since he has done such a good job of evading the Republic for so long. And here we get, Omega, first time out on an actual planet. She's enjoying life in all of its glory. And she meets the children there, and of course, Hunter mainly, but the Bad Batch as a whole are learning how to be dads to Omega, and that can be a challenge. And that's kind of what Cut is there for, is to kind of just show him, to bridge that gap and explain to him kind of, hey, this is what you need to do to kind of be a dad. But what's interesting is they're trying to get off planet, and the issue here is that two things have occurred from the Empire. One, you have to basically, turn in all your Republic credits for some kind of Imperial credits, and they're impounding ships and registering them all, and also they are not allowing people to travel without basically your own traveling card, chain codes, I think is what it was called. Or I want to say blockchains, but that's something else. You have to have these codes in order to freely travel through the galaxy, so creating a registration of citizens. And so obviously, Cut being a clone might be some issues in his ability to get that. But so that's what the mission is. We're going to take the Bad Batch, infiltrate the base where the garrison is, or whatever it is on this planet, and they're going to try and forge some of these identification papers, for lack of a better term, for the Cut and his family, so they can get off planet. They're able to do it, and Hunter is wanting to send Omega with them because he's like, look, I'm a soldier. We do soldier things. These people can give you a family, and you probably should go with them. And in which I know a lot of people have already drawn similarities to The Mandalorian. I think it was Chapter 4, where they have the same situation there in The Mandalorian, as far as, you should stay here. I'm not right for you. But look, we're getting to that quicker. This was something that had to happen. Hunter has to learn how to be a dad. Omega had to experience, life for the first time. We had to have these moments, and so they executed them well. but basically she's having to hide. She ends up again being a big assist as far as helping out with the mission, and decides in the end she wants to go with Hunter and the Bad Batch, and so we're off on some kind of adventure. Who knows what? Um, and we did find out also that Rex was a day before them as far as running into Cut, and so I assume we're going to see Rex very soon, which I'll be excited to see. I don't think we had a really good explanation on why Cut's inhibitor ship didn't work, which I would have liked to find out more about that. But I understand if you want to leave things gray, um, but we didn't really get a touch on that. Another thing that was interesting that's obviously going to be a launching point for the rest of the season is Omega has this thing, I don't want to say head necklace, I don't know, medallion she wears on her head. And she takes that off and holds that kind of close and has a very emotional moment when she's very frustrated, reminiscing with this item. So I'm very curious to see kind of what this item is and what its relevance is to her story, because just maybe, I don't know, I'm not even going to even begin to speculate, but obviously, little breadcrumbs for what might be coming down the line. Thought it was interesting we didn't get any Crosshairs. Maybe we're going to save him for infrequent visits, which I would actually appreciate, and like to see that, just because I don't want them to overuse him. I don't want to become like a bumbling idiot where they're able to get away from him every week. But all in all, a good episode, a necessary episode. I think that we, the crew and the new family that is the new version of the Bad Batch, did a good job of connecting and learning. I'm sure we're still going to have some more learning moments over the season, but I thought that they, in a good way, packed a lot into this episode as far as character development, so that the Bad Batch can focus on more action-oriented episodes and some other times. But we got to have this. We got to have the build. And so I enjoyed it. Looking forward to next week. It's terrible that we have to wait like a whole week now in order to get the next episode. But is what it is. We will look forward to seeing that next Friday, and the video will be out as soon as I can get it out. So thank you for checking this out. Let me know of your thoughts on the episode. I'm sure I missed a bunch, but always happy to talk Star Wars. I'm Zach, and again, this has been a podcast named Tim. We'll see you next time for more Bad Batch reviews. Goodbye.